Yo, it's your boy Z, and I'm back at it with another hit of multimedia engagement, entertainment, as well as podcast video type deal on my YouTube page, and I'm gonna post this to a couple of my socials. And I'm doing great, guys, considering what I've been through this last few weeks with coming outside, and I'm gonna get right into it. I know people are concerned about me, my well-being, my safety, my mental health, and things like that. So I'm just gonna tell this entire story and post it to my socials. So basically, where we're at, 2 years ago is where it begins, and I had lost the keys to my apartment, and I texted my landlord to come help let me in my house, my home, my apartment. And he shows up and he's in a bad mood. He says, I need to get into that unit. I'm like, man, like I'm having an anxiety CPTSD panic attack, and I'm not feeling like this guy's energy, and I'm messed up with anxiety, and he's yelling at me. He needs to get in my apartment, and I know it needs to be cleaned. And so at first I tell him, like, man, you have to give me 24 hours notice. And like, mind you, I was genuinely scared for my life because of irrational fear and anxiety. And he didn't care. He didn't care that I was anxious. I don't mean to villainize him that bad, because we have had a lot of history, and throughout a lot of it, he's been decent and humane. But this day, he was on a power trip or something, because he just had to get up inside my apartment and snoop around. And so he goes in there, and and I had some groceries on the floor from the food pantry and things like that, and it wasn't that clean. But he comes in and he starts just laying into me, tearing into my back skin, with a whip, saying, "Zach, you're filthy. This is fucking filthy, and I'm gonna get roaches, and I'm gonna have to move, and he's gonna give me a 30-day notice until I move out." And he did. He served me with a 30-day notice, and he expected me to vacate his property. And I was like, man, that's kind of hard to do. Like, I finally got my own housing, and like, I'm not trying to pack up and leave, like, just like because you came in without giving me notice. And honestly, I resisted. I did. I said, man, you might as well just let me stay and keep getting paid rent instead of having to pay to evict me, and go to court and go through this whole process, and like, become enmeshed in a problem, when I can just keep staying in the apartment this whole time, and everything will be fine. So he eventually comes around. He decides he's gonna let me stay, reluctantly. And then for about 2 years, up until a couple weeks ago, when Section 8 had an inspection on my apartment, and there were a few minor repairs that needed made, and he got in his mind again, he's gonna come in my home. And I think he had been expecting and preparing for how he was gonna react the whole time leading up to when he entered my home, after that Section 8 inspection. Mind you, the Section 8 inspector inspected, and he didn't make any comments on the cleanliness of my home. He just said there were some minor repairs that needed made. It was an ordinary just compliance that the landlord needed to make. And Donnie comes in my house, the landlord, and he starts yelling at me again, like, "Zach, you gotta leave. You're filthy. You're fucking up." Like, just laying into me. And this is what I forgot to say, because I just started forgetting myself earlier when I was sharing the story. But 2 years ago, I kicked him out of my house when he was saying that stuff about the filth laying around my house, and I told him he had to get the fuck out. And I chased him out of my house, man. I told him, like, you're gonna leave. And that's why I got so mad this last time, because once again he started to call me filthy, and once again, as it happened the time before, I said, you're not gonna treat me like this in my own home, and I gave him a chance to like cool out. I was like, man, like, please don't insult me in my own home. Like, will you just check out these repairs and be on your way? And he's like, I'm not gonna calm down. I don't have to respect you. This is my property and stuff like that. And that's why I had to yell at him again. And I did get verbal. You know, I got in his face and I yelled at him. I told him, get the fuck out of here, Donnie, and stuff like that. And I was not being nice. And if you know anything about me, you know I have a certain way about me that can get to the point, the subject point of a matter. And that's the whole context of the situation when Donnie came over the first time this last June. And then so Section 8 gets involved. I kick him out. He leaves, and Section 8 gets involved. And they text me and they say, if you don't let the landlord back in your home, we're gonna take away your voucher. And I said, that's not the problem. The problem isn't that I'm not going to let him in my home. The problem is that when he enters my home, he flips out and he won't make these repairs. So Donnie and I, via text message, communicate to make another time for him to enter my apartment. And this time, I'm so worried in my heart, in my soul, in my being, that this man is gonna have a very angry episode inside of my house. So what I do is I let my mom, she's here right now, I let my mom deal with that situation. She cleaned, and she cleaned it really well. And yeah, so Donnie said he was on his way. I told him I wasn't going to be there. You know, he was going to be dealing with my mom, and she was taking that situation off for me. God bless the lady, and God bless her heart. But yeah, a few minutes after Donnie calls me, tells me he's on his way, I get a frantic call from my mother. She's freaking out, yep, arguing with Donnie on the phone with me, saying he gave us a 10-day notice. He said it's filthy, it smells like cat urine, and there's damage to the property. And then I start walking up, and I'm trying to like get there soon so nothing happens. And like he said he was gonna be there when I get there, but as soon as I'm walking up, he's pulling off in his truck and peeling out of the parking lot. And I go to talk to my mom, and she's like having a meltdown because this grown man just abused her and made her feel like shit, and gave us a 10-day notice, which was an improper, invalid serve of notice to a tenant, because he gave it to my mom, man. He didn't even give it to me. So she wasn't living with me. She was just there to clean and deal with Donnie that day. And so that was the second incident with him coming out and inspecting, and still he didn't even make it to the repairs, which was the whole reason Section 8 had to come out in the first place. So once again, Section 8 gets involved, and this time they're saying, no, Zach, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, this is all on Donnie. Like, he should have made those repairs. You did everything you could to appease our side of the situation. And the woman that I've been working with, she's been very professional, but she's also been on my side and encouraging to me and kind of almost supportive through this, because of humanity, man, because I've really had my life in danger and stuff. So anyway, Yeah, I'm just gonna pause here and I'll pick it up later. My mom's waking up and I just don't think that I can continue this podcast, but I'm gonna stop it for now.